Well,
it wasn't about me.
Well, you're the sidekick.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm married now, so that's how it goes.
Is that regular? How much input does she give you?
How much input? She knows her sports. She knows her basketball. So it's good. It's a good house of sports. You know, in my house, everyone knows their sports a little bit.
Do your kids give you tips too?
Yep. I got a tip before the game from my son. So yeah, you know, it's a family thing.
How'd you feel this morning coming off your first game?
I actually felt okay. You know, getting up. You know, after coming in, getting in late, not going to sleep right away, and then you getting up. You know, obviously you're gonna be a little sore, a little tired, but besides that, I mean, it's a typical NBA. I feel like typical NBA, back-to-back kind of day. So.
How much of a measuring stick for you is it to play that back-to-back?
You know, when I came back to play, and it wasn't about, you know, the back-to-back. It was just about being ready for that first game, and from there, you know, just about, you know, getting comfortable, getting your rhythm back and everything. So I'm going to continue to do that. You know, one game doesn't get it back. You know, it's going to take a few games to really get it back the way I want it.
Dwayne, going up against Bradley Beal tonight, what have you seen from him since he's entered the league? He's clearly one of the better young shooting guards.
Yeah. I mean, he clearly is. He's, you know, he can obviously shoot the ball very well, but that's not the only thing he does. He puts the ball on the ground very well. Pretty athletic as well. Got good height. You know, and with the team that he's on, with the offensive package that they have, you know, it becomes a tough cover. You know, you always got to be aware of him. So, you know, this is you know, a guy like Bill, a guy like Klay Thompson, these, you know, young shooting guards in the league is really coming up, making a name for themselves. It's, you know, it's good games to go against them, you know, especially, you know, when they're trying to make their name, and, you know, you're trying to, you know, continue to, you know, put your place in history. You know, it's a good thing. I've been there before, you know, so I know the mindset.
How much differently is it now preparing for a back-to-back physically? You know, it's your 12th year in the league compared to
different than what year you want to say?
Yeah, you know, when you could just, it's most true saying, when you could just lace them up
and go. Yeah, no, it's totally different. You know, you just got to spend more, you know, prep time with your body. You know, more so than anything, even more. It's not even more about the game and the opponent as much as it is about, you know, just spending time with your body. You know, and so that's what you do. And I heard that from guys, you know, before, you know, when I was younger. But you never really understand it until you get to that point. But you know, if you want to continue to be good, if you want to continue to play this game at a high level, you have to do it all.
Dwayne, you've made a substantial donation to Marquette and to help kids in Milwaukee. How important is it to you to give back to the community, and especially at Marquette and the city of Milwaukee? Yeah,
it's very important. You know, that we continue to uplift. You know, and I've been blessed. My family's been blessed. So, you know, the opportunities we can to go back in different communities and help, you know, in the way that we can. You know, we're thankful that we can even do that. You know, obviously Marquette is a special place for me and in my heart. So to be able to go back and be a part of a program that really, you know, focus on, you know, what our foundation focuses on, and that's literacy, that's education for youth. You know, and hopefully one day those kids can walk the same grounds that I walked. So it's a cool thing, and I'm glad that Marquette and our foundation can get together and do it.
Given your roots as a Chicago kid, how much was Michael Jordan sort of your measuring stick when you were younger, and does that continue today?
I mean, he was. I mean, obviously, growing up in Chicago, I mean, I felt like the luckiest kid in the world. I got to watch the game's greatest player, you know, on channel WGN most nights, you know. And so, you know, as a guy who, you know, saw myself as being someone that can be kind of close to his size, you know, in that position, you know, I admired, you know, what he did, you know, on the basketball court. Didn't know a lot about him off the court, you know, it's a totally different world we live in now. But I had my own vision and thought of who he was off the court, and you know, so. But he continues to be the measuring stick for two guards. You know, for guys coming into this league, I mean, he's the greatest player of our time, and he will always be that, probably for two guards.
How about for your kids? Do they recognize how great he was, how big an influence he was on you?
Nah, they don't know. I mean, they know Michael Jordan. I mean, it's probably more so because of his sneakers and being able to go on YouTube. But you know, if you weren't in that moment, you didn't see, you know, what he did, how he did it. You really can't get appreciation for it. So no, they don't understand it that way.
They're wearing his sneakers, not yours.
I let my kids wear it all.
Your socks.
So speaking of Chicago, a lot of young talented players are coming up of the city.
Yeah,
Jabari
yeah.
Parker, Jalil Okafor, Cliff Alexander, Anthony Davis, obviously. Why do you think so many young players are coming from Chicago, like in the last 2 to 3 years?
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, Chicago's always been a good hub for sports, for basketball, and you know, we had a few years where, you know, it probably wasn't as big, but it's really coming back. These young guys, you know, from Chicago is really good, and you know, you're proud to be one of the guys from that city. You know, myself and my assistant coach Dwayne Howard was just talking about that yesterday. Is, you know, about the difference between South Side, West Side, and all these things. But you know, just the ball is from Chicago, and we have some pretty good ones. So I'm happy to be one of them.
Typically, the race in the NBA, people focus on conference as opposed to division, and obviously the last few years you guys didn't have to worry too much about winning the division. Does it change at all this year? Do you guys focus, is there any more attention on these division games, or is it still just one of the next opponent, whoever it is?
I mean, from a player standpoint, I don't think about it that way. You know, we want to win every game we go out there and play. You know, obviously, you know, it comes a point where, you know, division is very, very important. But it's still early in the season right now. You know, you got to win those games that you play, period. And you know, so probably the coaches, you know, more so than the players at this point is thinking about, you know, division games.
Dwayne, how did you tell your kids about Michael Brown and the recent issues with police violence?
I showed them, you know, and we sit down as a family and, you know, we watch, you know, what's going on, and we talk about it, we ask questions, you know, we pose questions to them, we have them pose questions to us. Because you know, I can't say that I know all the right answers and what to tell them. I can't even say that I understand how it is to be them. You know, I grew up totally different than my kids, and it's a different world. So, you know, myself, my wife, my family, we kind of do it together. And my kids is, you know, they ask a lot of questions and they want to know a lot of things. So, but we just sit down and we show them what's going on, and so they can understand.